Yoso Bhagava Araham Sama Sambuddho Swagato Yena Bhagavata Dhammo Supatipanno Yasa Bhagavato Sawaka Sangho Tamayam Bhagavantam Sadamam Sasangam Imehi Sakare Yataraham Maropitehi Abhipujayama Sadhu no Bhante Bhagava Suchira Parinibhutopi Pachima Janata Nukampamanasa Ime Sakare Dugata Panakara Bhute Patiganhatu Amhakam digaratam hitaya sukhaya Araham sama sambuddho bhagava Buddham bhagavantam abhivademi Swagato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammam Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sawaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Not to the Blessed One, the Lord, who fully attained perfect enlightenment, to the teaching which he expounded so well, and to the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, to these, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, we render with offerings our rightful homage. It is well for us that the Blessed One, having attained liberation, still had compassion for later generations. May these simple offerings be accepted for our long-lasting benefit and the happiness it gives us. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and Blessed One, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dharma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. Handamayam Buddhasa Bhagavato Papaga Namakaram Karomase Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhasa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhasa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhasa. Now let us pay preliminary homage to the Buddha, homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One, homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One, homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Handamayam Buddhanusati Nayam Karomase Tam ko pana bhagavantam evam kalihano kiti sado abugato iti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho Vijja charana sampano sugato lokavidu Anutaro purisadhamma sarati sata deva manusanam buddho bhagavati. Now let us chant the recollection of the Buddha. A good word of the Blessed One's reputation has spread as follows. He, the Blessed One, is indeed the Pure One, the perfectly enlightened One. He is impeccable in conduct and understanding, the accomplished One, the knower of the worlds. He trains perfectly those who wish to be trained. He is teacher of gods and humans. He is awake and holy. Handamayam Buddha Pigitim Karomase Buddhwarahanta Varata Diguna Bihuto Sudha Binyana Karuna Hisamagatato Bodhesio Sujanatam Kamalam Wasuro Vandamaham Tamharanam Sirasa Jinedam Buddhoyo Sabapaninam Saranam Kemamutamam Patamanusatitanam Vandamitam Sirenaham Buddhasasya Samidasowa Buddho me samikisaro Buddho dukkha sagata chahitata chahitasame Buddhasaham niyademi sariran jivitan chidam Vandantoham charisami buddhase vasubodhitam Nati me saranam manyam Buddho me saranam varam Etena sacha vajena vandeyam satu sasane Buddham me vandamanena Yam punyam pasutam hida Sabe pihantaraya me Mahe sum tasate chasa Ayena vacha vacheta sawa Buddhe gukamam pakatam mayayam Buddho patigan hatu achayantam Kalantare samvaritum vapute. Now let us chant the supreme praise of the Buddha, the truly worthy one, endowed with such excellent qualities, whose being is composed of purity, transcendental wisdom, and compassion, who has enlightened the wise like the sun, awakening the lotus. I bow my head to that peaceful chief of conquerors, the Buddha, who is the safe, secure refuge of all beings. As the first object of recollection, I venerate him with bowed head. I am indeed the Buddha's servant. The Buddha is my holy Lord and guide. The Buddha is sorrow's destroyer, who bestows blessings on me. The Buddha, I dedicate this body and life, and in devotion I will walk the Buddha's path of awakening. For me there is no other refuge. The Buddha is my excellent refuge. By the utterance of this truth may I grow in the Master's way. By my devotion to the Buddha and the blessings of this practice, by its power may all obstacles be overcome. By body, speech and mind, for whatever wrong action I have committed towards the Buddha, may my acknowledgement of fault be accepted, that in future there may be restraint regarding the Buddha. Andamayam Dhammanusati Nayam Karomase Swagato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko akaliko ehipasiko opanaiko pachatam vedita bohinuhiti. Now let us chant the recollection of the Dhamma. The Dhamma is well expounded by the Blessed One, apparent here and now, timeless, encouraging investigation, leading inwards to be experienced individually by the wise. Handamayam Dhamma Bhikkhutitim Karomase Swagata Diguna Yoga Vesana Seyo Magapaka Pariyati Vimoka Bedho Dhammo Kuloka Patana Tadadari Dari Vandamaham Tamaharam Varadamametam Dhammo yo Sabapaninam Saranam Ke Mamutamam Dutiyanusatitanam Vandamitam Sirenaham Dhammasahasamidaso va Dhammo me samikisaro Dhammo dukkha sagata chahidata chahitasame Dhammasaham nihademi sariran jivitan chidam Vandantoham charisami Dhammase vasudhammatam Nati me saranam manyam Dhammo me saranam varam Etena sacha vajena vandeyam satu sasane Dhamma me vandamanena yam punyam pasutam hida Sabe piyantaraya me mahe suntasate chasa Kaina vacha vacetasawa Dhamme kukumam pakatam maheyam Dhammo patiganhatu achayantam Kalantare samvaritum vadame. Now let us chant supreme praise of the Dhamma. It is excellent because it is well expounded, and it can be divided into path and fruit, learning and liberation. The Dhamma holds those who uphold it from falling into delusion. I revere the excellent teaching that which removes darkness, the Dhamma which is supreme, secure refuge of all beings, as the second object of recollection. I venerate it with bowed head. I am indeed the Dhamma's servant. The Dhamma is my Lord and guide. The Dhamma is sorrow's destroyer, and it bestows blessings on me. To the Dhamma I dedicate this body and life, and in devotion I will walk this excellent way of truth. For me there is no other refuge. The Dhamma is my excellent refuge. By the utterance of this truth, may I grow in the Master's way. By my devotion to the Dhamma and the blessings of this practice, by its power may all obstacles be overcome. By body, speech and mind, for whatever wrong action I have committed towards the Dhamma, may my acknowledgement of this fault be accepted, that in future there may be restraint regarding the Dhamma. Hantamayam sanganusatimayam karomase supatipano bhagavato sawaka sango. Ujupatipano bhagavato sawaka sango. Nyayapatipano bhagavato sawaka sango. Samijipatipano bhagavato sawaka sango. Yadidam chatari purisa yugani ata purisa pugala. Esa bhagavato sawaka sango. Ahuneo, Pahuneo, Dakineo, Anjali Kadaneo, Anutaram Punya Ketam Lokasati. Now let us chant the recollection of the Sangha. They are the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, who have practiced directly, who have practiced insightfully, those who practice with integrity, that is the 4 pairs, the 8 kinds of noble beings. These are the Blessed One's disciples. Such ones are worthy of gifts, worthy of hospitality, worthy of offerings, worthy of respect. They give occasion for incomparable goodness to arise in the world. Handamayam sanghabitutim karomase sadhamajo supatipati gunadiyuto yotabido variyapu galasangaseto Silati Dhamma Pavara Sayakaya Chito Vandamaham Tamariyanaganam Sasudam Sangoyo Sabapaninam Saranam Kemamuttamam Tatiyanu Satitanam Vandamitam Sirenaham Sangha Sahasamidaso wa Sango me samikisaro Sango duga sakata chahidata chahitasame Sangha saham niyade misariran chivitan chidam Vandanto ham charisami Sangha so patipanatam Nati me saranam manyam Sango me saranam varam Etena sachavaje na vandeyam satusa sane Sangang me vandamane nayam punyam pasutam hida Sabe piyantaraya me mahe suntasate chasa Kaena wacha vacetasa va sange kukumam pakatam mahayam Sango patigan hatu achayantam kalantare samvaritum vasange. Now let us chant the supreme praise of the Sangha. Born of the Dhamma, that Sangha which has practiced well, the field of the Sangha formed of the 8 kinds of noble beings, guided in body and mind by excellent morality and virtue, I revere that assembly of noble beings, perfected in purity, the Sangha which is the supreme secure refuge of all beings, as the 3rd object of recollection. I venerate it with bowed head. I am indeed the Sangha's servant. The Sangha is my Lord and guide. The Sangha is sorrow's destroyer, and it bestows blessings on me. To the Sangha I dedicate this body and life, and in devotion I will walk the well-practiced way of the Sangha. For me there is no other refuge. The Sangha is my excellent refuge. By the utterance of this truth, may I grow in the Master's way. By my devotion to the Sangha and the blessings of this practice, by its power may all obstacles be overcome. By body, speech and mind, for whatever wrong action I have committed towards the Sangha, may acknowledgement of fault be accepted, that in future there may be restraint regarding the Sangha. ยังคินชีวิตามหิดาวาหุรัมวาสาเกสุวายามรัตนัมปานิธรรมญาโนสมัมมาทิตถากเทนะอิดัมปิบุเตรัตนัมปานิธรรมเอเทนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุกายัมวิรากัมมะมะธัมปานิธรรมยาธาหากาสักยมุนิสมาหิโตญาเทนะดาเมนะสมาธิกินจิหิดัมปิดัมเมรัตนัมปานิธรรมเอเทนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุยัมปุตตะเสโตภริวานัยสุจิมสมาธิมัญญาตระคานามาหุสัมมาดินาเตนะสมโมญาวิจติอิดัมปิดัมเมรัตนัมปานิธรรมเอเทนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุเยภูกาลาราทัสธัมปัสสะทะจาตาริเอตานิยุกานิหนติเทดาคิเนยสุกตัสสะสาวกะเอเทสุดิญญานิมหาปลานิอิดัมปิสังเกรัตนัมปานิธรรมเอเทนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุเยสุปายุตามนัสสะดาเลนะนิคามิโนโกธรรมสัสสนัมหิเตภาติภาตารามธัมวิกายะลาธามุทานิปุถิมปุณณจามานะอิดัมปิสังเกรัตนัมปานิธรรมเอเทนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุคินหัมพุรานัมเนวัมญาติสาภวัมวิราทาจิตายติเกบาวัสมิมเทคินาปิจาหาวิรุหิจันดานิบันติติรายะทยัมปะดิโปอิดัมปิสังเกรัตนัมปานิธรรมเอเทนะสัจเจนะสุวัติโหตุ A few minutes samadhi. Now, if I may, I'll chant a short blessing for your happiness and well-being. Sabitiyo vivajantu sabarogo vinyasatu mate bhavatavantarayo sukhi digayuko bhavam abhivadana sile sani chamudapachayino Chataro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvano Sukham Balam Bhavatu Sabha Mangalam Ragantu Sabha Devata Sabha Buddha Nubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabha Mangalam Ragantu Sabha Devata Sabha Dhammanubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabha Mangalam Ragantu Sabha Devata Sabha Sanghanubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te. Sukhi Hotu, Sukhi Hotu. Sukhi Hotu, be happy and stay well. Araham Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddham Bhagavantam Abhivademi Swagato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammam namasami Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho sanghang namami. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed one, I render homage to the Buddha, the blessed one. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha.